not on vacation.
What's up, Doc Staley? Welcome into another episode. Today is Wednesday, January 5th. I am joined with Raphael Esparza, my co-host today. It's just the two of us, no Craig. I think we can make it. We can manage. We're going to see. I don't know how it will work, but it is what it is. We are live Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Check us out right here on the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, drop in the comments section any game you want to talk about today. Small NHL slate on, and I don't like a whole lot of anything in the NHL, but a lot of college basketball, a decent slate of NBA, but I never liked the NBA. And then also we could talk about Harbaugh getting fired. How about that? We could talk about that a little bit. But before we do, don't forget new customers, free $60 account. The link is in the description of the video. You can click on it, take it right over to the website, docsports.com/free60. Get yourself a $60 account. Use that on anybody's premium handicapper picks you want over at the website, including that guy's right there. Raphael, how you doing today? What do you got going on today? What's happening?
Well, I had an actual semi-quiet morning because I didn't do most of the shows that I normally do on Wednesday because my neighbor decided to get a new kitchen and jackhammering all day long. If you ever want to know what happens on a show, like, that shows it like on streaming, like on major like Amazon, YouTube TV, there are producers in there and they're the most nitpicky. So I got my
in your ear,
I'll say it, my ass handed to me for about 15-20 minutes because of my neighbor not telling anyone that he was getting a new kitchen involved. So I'm a little bit heated today. A little bit shocked from yesterday. A little bit shocked that John Harbaugh got the X you mentioned. I actually thought they were just gonna have a press conference and say, we're gonna go our separate ways. But no, they got him the X, and the New York Giants right now are minus 180 that Harbaugh would be the new head coach.
So there's 7 teams that need a head coach, correct?
Yeah, and I have odds for everyone I'm staring at right now. For the Raiders in your backyard, one of Tom Brady's boys, Brian Flores, is the betting favorite.
Okay. I could see that. I could see Harbaugh coming, though. Well, I don't know. I kind of – there's been a lot of chatter last night I was hearing out here anyway that, Harbaugh. I don't know if he meets Raiders kind of – like they tried the old tenured coach with, Pete Carroll, but that was – Pete Carroll's even – he's ancient, but that wasn't going to work. I look for the Raiders to maybe new quarterback, maybe a young coordinator kind of coming up. I don't know if they'll go to a Harbaugh type guy.
Jesse Minter's a name. Jesse Minter's a name that's out there as well. And if I'm John Harbaugh, and if you want to coach this year, because I think he takes a year off. But let's face it. If you're looking for a job and you're looking at the 7 jobs open in the NFL, the New York Giants is the best one. You have a quarterback, you have a defense, you have a young team, you have a draft pick. Yes, Scadaboo, who's the fans in the market love him. I think that's the best job that's out there.
I don't know. I don't know about that because I don't know how much I believe in Jackson Dart.
I understand that. I like this because everyone was all over C.J. Stroud's jock after his freshman year. Oh, he's the greatest quarterback to ever come out of Ohio State. And then he fell off the face of earth. And yes, I know they're in the playoffs, but let's face it, C.J. Stroud is there because of the defense, not because of the Texans' offense. So I totally understand where you're coming from, Jason Dart. Yeah, he had a great year. Sophomore year is when you find out, do you have a quarterback?
Yeah, Clint Kubiak's going to get a lot of nods as well, I think, out of Seattle. But I don't know about that.
God says the Raiders are getting Cignetti. There's no way Cignetti goes to the NFL. He's a college coach.
I'll tell you what, too. Also, there's a guy out of Detroit, which I saw on Twitter yesterday, and I just was shooting it down left and right. Like if I, 6 shooters, bang, bang. I was telling people no all over the place. I do not want David. I don't even know. I didn't know how to say his name when he played for us. and I sure in hell ain't going to say it right now. Blau, I think is his name. David Blau, backup quarterback to Jared Goff. He's played a few seasons with the Lions in that role. He's now he was last year, he was the assistant quarterback coach to the Commanders. And then I think he somehow moved up to just the quarterback coach, but I don't want to. I get it. Nobody knew who Ben Johnson was when the Lions hired him. But how many times does that happen? You know what I mean? So I want an established name. I think I want an established name. How should I feel about that? Should I feel like I want a new guy? I mean,
you need something, because I think if you don't pick wisely, as they said in Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, Dan Campbell will be gone next year if he has.
No.
If they don't make the playoffs again, I think his antics, his leaving points on the scoreboard all the time, they don't make the playoffs, he'll be just like John Harbaugh on the hot seat.
I don't think Dan Campbell was the reason we didn't make the playoffs. I don't think he coached us this year.
No, I thought that the running game was MIA the last 4 weeks. How do you have a two-headed monster? And I've seen both of them milk cartons for the past month of December.
They couldn't part ways with Johnny Morton as fast as I don't know why they waited to the end of the year. I mean, they took play calling away from him like Thanksgiving. I really like he was just hanging out, but Raiders are getting. Yeah, no, I saw that. Harbaugh is going to Atlanta. He wants warm weather.
Atlanta weather's not that warm. It's not like Atlanta's.
It is a dome team, though.
They have no quarterback, and so you have to draft to get a free agent. I don't see. I don't. Than Penix. I believe more in Jackson Dart than Michael Penix. They adjusted Kirk Cousins' contract around. He may be able to stick around.
Who?
Kirk Cousins. They adjusted his contract, so now it's not so heavy. He played really well.
He
the
did.
Month of December.
I think he goes somewhere on like a 1-year deal. They trade him.
I agree too. I think he goes on a one. He's got 1 year left.
Yeah. Now you see these guys like, Aaron Rodgers, for example, old, just going from team to team. At the end, I'll even throw in Russell Wilson, team to team, year to year. At the end of their career, just kind of being in that spot. He's a solid number 2 for sure. I don't know if he gives you 18 weeks of football, Kirk Cousins. I don't know if he could do that, but I know he's a solid number 2 right now at this point in his career. Maybe the Jets. I don't know what the Jets are doing.
No one knows what the Jets are doing.
Did they fire Aaron Glenn?
No, not yet.
What are they waiting for? He can come back. Come on back, Aaron. I mean, I'm just saying. Let's talk. Let's talk college basketball. Holy moly!
A lot of good games tonight.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we were on there. Craig, someone was in the chat that says I want to take Michigan minus 20.5. We all kind of agreed with it, and boy, were they biting their nails in the last 5 minutes of the game. Hats off to Penn State. Penn State really dictated the pace of the game. They're like, hey, we're not talented like you Wolverines, but we're going to make you play a half-court game, and we're going to make you. So hats off to Penn State. That Penn State team is going to be a big reason why I might play their games this year and how they played against Michigan, because they were not scared of the Wolverines. So hats off to them.
Yeah, I was surprised by that game. I told you I had team total. I fell way short, but I didn't think Penn State could get them to play their style of ball and dictate the pace of play, like you said. And I think we found Michigan's weakness, on maybe a neutral court or getting them to play their style of ball. I didn't see Michigan dictate the game at all. And that was
not from the start.
Not from the start, right. And they just seemed to be playing to counterpunch as opposed to strike first. And
we know our fearless YouTube leader Craig is not here because he says he has a bunch of stuff to do. So we know he's not watching. But boy, what happened to his Louisville team? Oh, it's tough to play in a KFC, Louisville, and Duke. Like I said on the show, Shaka Duke was an underdog, and the only time I'm going to fade, maybe not bet Duke as an underdog if they're playing Arizona or the Charlotte Hornets or something like that. So hats off to Duke. That's a big road win for the Blue Devils.
Hey, that Kansas TCU game,
great game.
I was like flipping channels, and I'm like going back and forth, and I'm like, man, you know what? I don't have no money on that game, but I just wanted to watch that game. That was a great game, back and forth, got overtime in that game. I thought that St. John's and Butler game was better than the score ended at 84-70. I mean, I think that game was a little bit better than that. Hey, you guys should be watching Akron. Akron in the MAC is legit. They're a legit college basketball team that maybe, I don't want to say potential sleeper like March Madness kind of tournament team, but they're a team that plays their style of ball at their pace, and they are good, and they can shoot. I like Akron to go. Really, I'm telling you, there's some good teams in MAC. I follow MAC basketball, but everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Scott wants to know about Missouri and Kentucky. We missed the good numbers on Kentucky. They were minus 10.5. Now it's 12.5. So I'm leaning. This is a study game because we saw Kentucky get blown out on Saturday. They were just crushed by Alabama. So I'm kind of I want to see how Kentucky comes out and plays this game. They should be able to beat Mizzou, but I don't want to lay 12.5 with the Wildcats. This is a study game for me, unless for some reason this comes back down to maybe back to 11, 10.5. But 12.5, I ain't laying the Wildcats because they looked awful against Bama over the weekend.
Hey, I think Akron in a neutral court can take Miami, Ohio, Scott. And I know that you're so Ohio, but everything obviously except Cincinnati.
I can't root for Miami, Ohio. They're one of the main reasons why I got kicked out of TikTok. So because I used their logo of the Red Hawks or whatever, stuff like that, and I was something about Native American. I was not
very
something like that.
Of you.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, insensitive. So
their logo.
So then I got banned for using the word Shador on TikTok because I was making fun of pronouns.
Oh, well, I got something for that.
Thank you.
I've been waiting to use that soundbite.
Someone goes, how come you're not on TikTok anymore?
Soundbites.
I go ask TikTok because I used the word Shador Sanders, and Shador, I was making fun of pronouns, so that's why I'm not on TikTok.
I mean, you gotta,
I'm just evil, just an evil person.
Territory, Scott. I'm just saying. I won't even read it out loud. I don't want to be insensitive to anybody. I don't want to. This world is soft.
I could say that because I got Indian blood in me, so they can't really not enough to get casino money, but to cry when someone litters.
That's fair. I just had a story come to mind that I'm not even going to tell. That's no.
Do you like anything in college basketball today? How about that?
College basketball. I'll tell you what. A game I wanted. I knew you were going to be on the show, so I wanted to ask. I have 3 games listed that I have questions about, Raphael. So imagine I'm in the chat. Fire away. Here we go. Richmond and St. Bonnie's. I like Richmond plus points.
I agree. I agree that the number was a little bit too high. Now you can just it just moved to 6.5 about maybe 45 minutes ago. And I always usually tell people if a number opens up, let's say 4 or 5, and you get a 1.5 movement by 2, you'll probably get another half-point movement. So I say wait, you can maybe see a 7 come out there because you're automatically going to get a 6. You're automatically going to get a 6. It's 6.5 right now. Wait to see if you get that 7. So I agree. I like the Richmond Spiders. That's one of the games I'm circled to see how high I can get on that game.
Perfect. And then another one I had. Oh God, where is it? I want to talk about Miami Wake Forest. I think Miami's really, really good. Am I just loving Miami football and I'm being tainted or not tainted? I'm being persuaded because of Miami football because I have a tendency to be that guy. Now I'm like, oh, I like Miami football, so let's bet Miami swimming, lacrosse, cross country, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's not how that always works.
Always hard to steal a game when you're playing a Demon Deacons on their home court. I made this number 1.5 Wake Forest, so when a number came out, I pretty much went, there's no value on either side. But I could understand Because if Miami can shoot the ball, and sometimes they shoot horrible free throws in the second half. So if they can hit the three ball early and keep this game close, I can see them stealing this. But like again, it's so hard to see if they do a Wake Forest lose a game at home.
And then Creighton. This one gets
sketchy. No, this was a tough game for me. Yeah,
this gets a little sketchy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Creighton Villanova. Keep in mind, Raphael's not going to be on college basketball teasing points right now. Okay. I think Miami, Richmond, and Creighton have all potential to be a great teaser for me. We're going to add 4 points to those numbers. I think Creighton has potential to win this game straight up. I looked at that and I liked Creighton and I went, oh, I don't know. I don't know, Lenny. I don't know.
Creighton money came in early. This one opened up at 7 last night, so it's dropped down to 6. I think that's the side. I'm a little bit checked at the total. They opened up at 139 this morning. I'm like, 140, 141. I still like it over, but wow, up to 143. I ain't touching that. Maybe live bet it on that one. Scott, Alabama, Vandy. If you like defense, don't watch this game.
Yeah, no, 180 total, right?
180. The only thing that scares me about like when you play Alabama, don't forget, people don't realize Georgia is the highest scoring team in NCAA. Everyone still thinks it's at Georgia. But when you look at Alabama, Georgia, everyone, team totals go over. Be very cautious when they're on the road because everyone knows they can score points, just like last night with the Michigan game. What did Penn State do right from the tip? We ain't letting you guys run. Yeah. It's the only thing that scares me about Bama and Vanderbilt, because if you're Vanderbilt, you need to slow down Alabama. Kentucky couldn't do it on Saturday. Kentucky right away, Bama's running wild on them, shooting threes, and they're down early. If you're Vanderbilt, win the tip. That's the number one thing. Win the opening tip and play half-court offense right from the win of the tip. Because if not, you're going to be just like Kentucky last weekend.
11 o'clock Eastern start. This is Grand Canyon, Boise State. Mountain West showdown.
This is my free play for the show, buddy.
Listen, is it really?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I thought you. I swear to God, I thought you did. I don't know why I have this game in my head. Probably because it's right up my alley. But I was going to talk to you about this.
That's hilarious. I almost did like a free play video, but I did a video and you could hear the jackhammering. I just didn't want to do it, and this was going to be one of them. But I don't think we have a logo for Grand Canyon on how we do our
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do.
Yes, we do. Because somebody else has done them before. The Grand Canyon Lopes. And obviously we have the Boise State Broncos. Trust me, I'm in charge of logos, folks.
That's hilarious.
That we're in on. Whenever anybody's taking a thumbnail on video, I have all these logos downloaded in a file, and college sports can that logo file is deep, and every now and then
the Broncos team total over 72.5 today. Grand Canyon's last 5 games, their defense has allowed over 74 points a game. Boise State's coming off a tough overtime loss over the weekend against San Diego State, where they went to overtime, 110-107. I think the Broncos come back. In that game, they came back twice from a double-digit deficit. I think they come back at home and show the Lopes, a.k.a. to Antelopes, that the Boise Broncos can put some points on the board. I think it's 72.5. I think it's an easy over.
At Boise, San Diego State went like 3-4 overtimes?
I had San Diego State in that game. Wow. At halftime, they're up by, I think, 14 points. And then they were up by 20 right when it came out of the second half. I went to bed thinking, you know what? I have a nice winner. And then I woke up and I shit the bed when I woke up. What the hell?
Bruce Green is coming in here with the handbag. We don't approve of locks. That's just a handbag with a key on it.
I know what Bruce Green said. That's I was able to do a quick video. I peeked out the window and I saw the construction workers walking out the window. So I'm like, shoot, I'm going to do a bonus free play for Lenny on a Wednesday because we have some guys on vacation. So I did one, and I did the Hornets Raptors first quarter. This is a public to the people who are watching. The millions of people are watching right now. If you can get the Charlotte Hornets anytime they're playing a team under 55 or less in their first quarter, bet it. They're topped 110 on first quarter points. They're averaging almost 33 points a game in the first quarter, their last 3 games. And I just think they have a nice dance partner tonight with Toronto. And what the Hornets do, look at their first quarter and first half overs. They like to speed the game right away, and then they run out of gas in the fourth quarter. So I just like them. So Bruce is on with me. So I have first quarter, I think it was my YouTube video, over 55.5. I think some shops already have it at 56.5.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 56.5
Yeah.
out here already. So anytime over, okay, I like that. Good to know. Good to know. We'll
Thanks, Bruce. Sorry about yesterday's mistake, Bruce.
Good job, Bruce. Good, Bruce, keeping you.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know what? I love when people come out and say, "Hey, you know what, Raphael? You said the stat wrong, or you did this wrong." Because how are you supposed to learn if someone doesn't point out your flaws? So I give mad respect to Bruce and people in the chat all the time. So I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to being perfect. So Bruce, thank you.
I did that in a video a week or so ago on a football video. I had +7 and it was really -7. And I talked the whole time, but I'm laying the touchdown, by 7, yada, yada, yada. And then the first comment was like, it says +7. And I go, oh, well, I'm not changing it now. You guys know what I mean, right?
Good morning, Booker.
Good morning, Detroit, Lenny and Raphael. Best of luck today. Good luck to you as well. You know the deal. If you don't hit the like button, YouTube's rules, we all lose. So yes, appreciate you guys hitting the like button. I'm going to talk a little bit about some NHL. I don't know if you have a free pick in the NHL. I like the late game Sharks and the Kings over 6.5. You can find 6s that out there. I personally would bet the 6.5 with a little bit better juice at some places +110 as opposed to +6. But you put the 6, gives you the push in your back pocket if you want that. I like that game over. It's just neither team has great goaltending right now. So
is it me or the LA Kings nets bigger in any other? Because the LA Kings at home, anybody can score on them. They're first of all, their home record's awful. I never play the Kings at home because they lose all the time at home, and they give up so many goals at home. So yeah, I totally agree with you. If you're gonna take this one, take the 6.5. You get +113. I think that's the highest I saw earlier at +113 and over. I don't mind the juice, and I wouldn't lay anything higher than -120 on the 6.
Yeah.
If it's 122, 123, yeah.
Because anything over that, I don't want to lose juice because I don't want to keep losing juice. So, otherwise, today is some wonky NHL. I could make a case. This is the terrible game. The Stars are actively falling from the sky.
Yes.
Pun intended right now. But the Dallas Stars have lost to Carolina 6-3, Montreal 4-3, Chicago 4-3, Buffalo 4-1, and Chicago again 4-3. When you lose to Chicago 4-3 in a span of 4 days, we need a players only meeting. That's what happens there. So I don't. But then again, I'm not betting betting the Washington Capitals. I'm not. This is the game. Maybe one of the Stars come back.
I'll talk a little hockey since one guy is in vacation during busy times. Don't want to mention any names, but I'll take the Chicago Blackhawks. I like them plus money today. They won 3 straight, but don't forget I think it was in October or something. They went to St. Louis and beat them 8-3.
Yes.
So, I mean, they've had success against St. Louis. I love the way they've been playing. Granted, yes, one of the wins was in overtime. One of the wins was a shootout. But when it comes to any sport, when you're going in that locker room, hanging up your jersey, and you have a W underneath your belt, it doesn't matter how you won it. You still have momentum coming in. Blackhawks at home with some momentum. I'll take the plus money with the Blues, or with the Blackhawks over the Blues.
I do like the Blackhawks at home today. It's probably my only – but I've been betting against the St. Louis Blues forever, and I feel like every time I get too invested in on them is when they come around. But
I did like their win against the Habs the other day. Wasn't it 2-0? They shut them out. I did like them on that, but like I said, the Blackhawks know how the Blues play. They've beat them once already on their home ice. Now you have home ice.
Yeah, right. I also liked Montreal today too against Calgary. Even though Calgary lost the last 2 games here, but the only thing that worries me about this Montreal game, and I've been on it since the line came out yesterday with it, and then I realized one stat that I hate going against or situation. It's their first game back home after a very long road trip.
Very long. They haven't played since December 20th or something.
Yeah, very long road trip, which it was a good road trip. But they're 10-9-1 at home, and then the Flames are just bad. They're bad on the road, only 16-13-2. So that made me feel a little bit better. But
didn't they beat the Stars their last game on the road? Didn't they beat the Stars their last game on the road?
Yep, 4-3 in overtime.
I like on his spots. Yes, that's
on the road. They beat Florida on the road. I mean, they lost to Tampa Bay 5-4 in a shootout.
They lost the Blues on the road too in this road trip. That I do know. I remember watching that game.
2-0. Yep, they lost 2-0 in that game where I was on Montreal.
If you can get minus 140-ish, I mean, I would look at that. But if you're gonna play this game, try to find the even money on the three-way, because we were just talking about it. Now, why would you want to lose juice on a minus 140? Then okay, because they play a lot of overtime games, I understand that, but they're coming off a long road trip. Why would you want to lay minus 140? I would put the three-way. I'd rather lose a bet 3-4 in overtime than lose my regulation bet minus 150 and lose it in overtime.
Yeah, and shop that line. I got it at plus 105. It's about even money though in your
books.
Is it? Yeah. For in the 60-minute. That's the only way I'm going to bet it. Like they're either going to win it and right away or out. I can't put any money on Utah, Scott. I just won't do it.
Maybe to buy a jersey. That's the only way I'm going to put money on Utah is get a jersey.
Yeah, because these Senators, they're up, down, and Utah sucks. They're like the definition of mid. They're just like, they're right there. You just don't know what you're going to get out of them day to day. And they'll win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2. That's not really a streak or a trend that I can get on. So, or anything like that. So, other than that, what else you got going on tonight over at the website, Raphael?
I got to ask you, but we have a big game in the NBA. You're Detroit Pistons and Chicago Bulls tonight. I don't like this game on a betting perspective, but I always tell people on many shows that I do, and you know how many shows I do. Sometimes you just sit there and watch a game for future bets, not for the bet that you are watching during that show. Here's another perfect example. What did the Pistons do last time they played? They blew out the New York Knicks, and I just don't mean blew. They crushed them. I want to see how they play now. They're coming off. Granted, the Bulls are very short-handed, but when you're coming off a big game against the Knicks, and then you're bringing a short-handed team to your building, sometimes you play a lot. You're playing with your opponent and not trying to beat your opponent. Now, this is a perfect study game. I want to see how these Detroit Pistons come out and play this short-handed Bulls team. Now, if they win by 20, 30, then I'm all in with this Detroit team. I love their mentality. They're going in for the blood, not just the Bulls are coming. We'll just do the 3-man weave and just get out before we get hurt. I'm really invested in this game for study reasons down the road.
Agreed. I want to watch. You know what I mean? I want to in play if there's spots to in play or something like that. I looked at Cade Cunningham's stats, but I don't know if he's going to play. He's questionable. He's got some wrist thing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if they need him to beat the Bulls. So I won't lay the points. I won't take the points either way. I'm going to sit back and just watch this game. And like you said, down the road, this could be something that I could look back on and go, man, they're going to play them this way. I do like the Pistons to destroy them at home. But I don't know. I don't want to lay double digits in the NBA ever against anybody, no matter what. I just don't want to do that. So, and I think this is at what, 9.5, 10?
9.5 right now.
10, no? Yeah, I won't do that.
Booker's got a really good question that I want to answer for him. In general, besides more plus money, if you take the favorite team puck line, why wouldn't you also want to favor the team in regulation? It's a perfect question on that one, especially now that every book now does the 6-way or the 90-minute, whatever you want, or 3-way, the 90-minute, whatever you want to call it. The reason why people still do let's say the minus 150 instead of taking the regulation of puck line, people are using those for still parlays. People still parlay people. You don't want to parlay a 3-way or 60-minute because that overtime they can crush your 2-leg, 3-leg, 4-leg, put the minus 150 on there. So if you have overtime, that's still going to give you at least some kind of a beneficial on your parlay. So that's the reason why on that. But I agree with you. I only take a money line bet in hockey if it's minus 125 or less. If it's minus 130, minus 140, then I'm going to look at the three-way or regulation number and try to get that
I get what
parlay.
he's saying too. Yeah, no, not parlayed. So basically, if you're going to bet, let's use Montreal as an example because we like them in regulation. If you're going to bet them in regulation, you should also bet. Now, maybe you split, say, a unit play. Maybe do half and half, half unit in regulation and half on the puck line. Because most games that end in regulation don't end by one goal. So you're going to get like on the puck line, and I'm just using DraftKings because I just have it open right here. Just fair warning, people. Montreal on the puck line plus 164, as opposed to the 60-minute line is 105, plus 105 on DraftKings. So if you're going to do one, you might as well do the other as well. That's a theory that some people do, like just they're automatic, where I know hockey handicappers that will automatically, if they're going to bet them in 60 minutes, they also bet the puck line. If the price is right, I like to hit a minus 120 to minus 130 money line and then also hit in 60 minutes. That's the play. I like to run that route as far as like a ladder kind of bet, not like a parlay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Justin says that he's never. I could tell you, books are getting less action on puck lines now that they offer the regulations. Just like in soccer, most people are not taking the minus 1.5 or minus 2.5 because you can bet the three-way or regulation time, not overtime. So yes, the only time I really look at a puck line is Colorado. Who's Colorado playing at one time? Who the Stars are playing? So I rarely. I don't think I've made. I would have to look at my spreadsheet. Maybe I don't think I've made more than 4 to 5 puck line plays this year. I could be wrong. I have to look at, but I agree. I totally agree with you, Justin.
Yeah, I haven't made any either. No parlays for me. Of course, he's the guy. He's the underdog guy. Justin is for sure. He's been around a while. Never played the puck line in hockey when you can just bet in regulation. Now, to your point, the more that in regulation 60-minute bet has become more mainstream across as the public has been allowed to bet more and more now. People just bet that. And
I think people are betting the puck line. Like, I'll just use Colorado. Okay, they're playing, they're a minus $3 favorite, and a three-way still minus, let's say minus 140, but the puck line's minus 120. I think that's where they're going in there. I'm not going to spend minus 140 on that when if I lose, I'm only going to lose minus 120 on the puck line.
Right. Love betting the dogs in regulation. I'll tell you what, if you like a dog, you should bet them in regulation because you get some good value on that as well. Good luck today, my people. Appreciate you stopping by. We're gonna wrap it up on out of here. I got nothing in the NBA. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch the Chicago Bulls get destroyed by the Detroit Pistons. And that's about it. That's all.
I got really nothing big. I dropped another college basketball total by a point yesterday. I had the over in the San Diego State or Boise State game and missed free throws. They're called free throws. Learn how to shoot free throws, people. But that's another rant for another day. But just everything's small today. You know me, I don't like to go too crazy out there. But I want to thank the chat today. You guys have been fantastic day, throwing out questions and all that. That's why I love being on this company and being on these shows, because I've been in this industry for almost 30 years behind the counter, and I still work behind the counter for books. So thanks for all the questions. You guys were awesome today.
I think that's like the customer service in us kind of come out. Like we're here to help. We're not here just to, talk about our bad beats and then tell you what the bet. Like, if you got questions about how to bet something or an angle, that's what we're here for. So yeah, shout out to you guys in the chat as well. Justin, your facts. There's value on the Sharks today.
Yes, facts, Justin.
Justin, I like the over in that game as well. So
I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be live betting that game, Justin, and I'm gonna be dog betting the whole time because the Kings. Me and my boy Lenny can probably score on the Kings at home.
I got a shot. I'll tell you right now. I used to be able to shoot pretty good from the blue line back in the day. I don't sound like Uncle Rico throwing the football over, the mountain over there.
I've never put on ice skates before. Never been ice skating. Never put on a pair of ice skates.
Right. I'll be clear. I was just having this conversation with my wife because she found pictures when we were young, me and my cousins, and all dressed in like our hockey gear. She goes, "You played hockey?" I go, "I played goaltender." And she goes, "Why?" I go, "Because I can't skate." And I was always a big kid. And my coach just told me, "Look, you just got to sway from that pipe to that pipe. You just and get in the way of some stuff." And I was like, "Okay," and all my cousins could skate. But if you sit me still, one shot, boom, bang, pow. But right now, I'd probably throw out a shoulder. I'd need a medic for sure if I shot from the blue line from here on out. I like the over and the Sharks in every which way, shape, or form. Been on the ice my whole life from Massachusetts. Yeah, you were born on the ice, probably.
Yeah, you're born on ice.
You were made on the ice. You were born on the ice. I mean,
That's one thing I wish I did once, learned how was ice skate and ski.
I skied once. That wasn't good either. It's like a bowling ball going downhill. I'm like,
I rather ski than snowboard.
5'8", 90.
Snowboard just looks like I'm going to hit a tree. I want nothing to do with snowboarding.
I couldn't even stand up on a snowboard. Literally, there was a few beverages involved, but I was like, no, there's no way, And then no, I'll stick to football. Give me a pair of cleats. Let me run through somebody. I'm good. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Robert Faringa will be joining us tomorrow. Maybe to talk Raphael and coming back. He'll be here probably all week. He's my guy right here. We need him. He's here. We appreciate him as always. Don't forget about that free 60. Link is in the description of the video. If you're new to Docs, first time watching, or if you just haven't used it already, use it. Free $60 account. You can use it on Raphael's premium plays, docsports.com/free60. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care.